Hello everybody and welcome to this channel. Now if this is your first time to this channel, we welcome you and we would love you to subscribe to this channel. So press that subscribe button down there, or it's down that way, and leave your comments. We'd love you to leave your comments. Also press that like button, because that like button also helps people to see this video as well. And press that bell icon so that you can be notified when there's a new video being uploaded. So this video is primarily for the new moon on the 2nd of March 2022. And the new moon, we have by now a good understanding of what the moon brings. It's new beginnings, the clearing of old things, clearing ourselves. And it's a very much more of an emotional. What do you feel, how you're thinking, your attitude, and that it gives us that opportunity to every 28 days or so to clear out those old ways, old behavior, or challenge those old behaviors that we have taken on board, and in some ways give it a clean swipe, a clean slate to move on and to develop ourselves even more. And so this energy for this month, for the new moon, is more of a fire energy, a more of a burning, a cleansing. And I think that is a drive. It's more of a deep underlining cleansing, a removal of old behavior, old mentalities that has embedded itself, and preparing us to take on board new ways to expand our horizons, and so open us up to new opportunities, new possibilities of who we are and where we can go into the future. But the challenge is for a lot of us is that we have become comfortable and we are enjoying what we have, thinking that this is the pinnacle of where we have come, that our minds have reached that point of perfection in some ways, which can never really ever be achieved, because the whole point is that you are always moving forward, you're developing, you're growing spiritually, and so expanding yourself ever more. And so the removal of old things is so necessary. Even though you may think you have come to that place of, oh, this is the perfect situation, there's something always much better if you're prepared to take that chance and that, in some ways, a risk. And the new moon is never bright. It's always in darkness. And so this is a risk that you are in some ways taking, because you're not quite sure what you're doing, laying the foundations in something that you can't necessarily see, but you're doing it by trust and by faith. And now when you do that, in many ways, you are by yourself. You are taking the responsibility that you are going to be planting these things with a certain mindset and with a certain intention, hoping that it's going to come out the way that you expect it. Now, what many of us do, we have the hope when we set the intention, but then we start to look around and we start to panic because we don't see the growth or any kind of new shoots. So we start to dig up what we have planted, and then we wonder and we scratch our heads why there's no visible growth, because you have disturbed what you have planted, and you have not allowed it to even start to germinate and to take any kind of roots at all. So you've taken up and removed those tender roots at a very, very tender and young age. So that's why patience is needed. And that's why sometimes when you are planting and you are developing something new, you have to sometimes just walk away, believe, and that you have set that intention and it's going to happen, right? And you don't listen to what other people may tell you, or telling you that, oh, well, when I did this, this happened in X number of days, or this happened and I made this amount of money, or I gained this amount of followers because I did this. That's fine, and that works for them. but you must follow what is right for you. Now, whether that takes 5 days, 10 days, 6 months, a year, or 2 years is irrelevant. What is important is that you have a clarity within yourself that what you are going to be doing will happen. So don't restrict yourself by what other people may be doing or how they are planting their own seeds, because you can't use someone else's seed to gain your own growth. And that's why it's important that you gain a better understanding of who you are, right? And that requires you going deep within yourself, being prepared to remove those obstacles. And sometimes you're going to have to be quite ruthless in removing those things, root and branch. You've heard of that expression before, some of you, where you have to go down deep and remove every trace of that old way of thinking, of doing something, and replace it with something more positive and more uplifting. Now, if you're prepared to do that, then you will start to see things change in your life. And it could happen very quickly. And for some of you, it may happen over a gradual period of time, but all depend on who you are and how you are thinking and how you are viewing things and how you respond to things. So do not try to jumpstart situations. Sometimes you have to go through a process of moving through things, to developing things, and you'll find that, and you see that in the moon phases. The moon phases go through a certain process of waning and waxing. It's a set process. Everything has a rhythm. There's an ebbing and a flow, right? And it moves through us at a particular rate of time. And so you need to understand that rate, that rhythm that moves in your own life, and how to do things at a set time and purpose. So give yourself some time, be prepared for those challenging times, but also try to enjoy those moments, because the more you can find that that flow, that balance, that rhythm in how you can process things, how you can prepare yourself, how you can plant these seeds, how you can water it, mature it, encourage it, those various things, you can find your own rhythm. You'll find life much more easier to deal with. Your mind, your mind and the various stresses that you may have encountered before will start to fall away from you, because you're taking on what is natural to you. And the moon has this moon rhythm and phase, has a nice natural rhythm to it. And if you see and you look at things in nature, it has a natural rhythm. There's no fussing, there's no complaining. It moves to a natural rhythm. And so we need to be able to understand that rhythm that happens in our own lives, and trying to follow what is our natural rhythm, not somebody else's, but our own individual natural rhythm. And for some of us, we'll find that very hard, because we are very much used to the mass mind of people, of society, but not being allowed to follow our own natural way of thinking and doing things. So find this time now of the new moon to give you the opportunity to go down deep, to allow that fire to cleanse, to remove those things that are possibly hindering you or that have held you in check for so long. Allow the fire to go down deep, cleanse, and prepare the ground for something new and fresh. And when you've found it, then plant that seed with intention. Make it yours. Believe it is going to happen, and it will happen, and it has happened. And so when you do that, you'll start to actualize it and understand that you are in the right place at the right time and moment. So don't be pressurized to act out of your own natural rhythm. So I hope this video has been of help to you, and you find any source of encouragement. It would be great. Press that like button, subscribe to this channel. We have a booking page, so if you want a personal reading, there should be links down below. Until next month, take care now. Bye-bye.